Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the United Starship Trident, its continuing mission to explore and heal the multiverse. The USS Trident is on a universal healing operation. For this mission to succeed, we have to coordinate with future timelines that want to heal and forgive the universe. Our ultimate mission is to save as many life forms as possible. For our true purpose is to understand and solve the problem and not be trapped in a never-ending cycle of violence. Our purpose is to change the course of history for a better and sound future. Our primary mission is to heal the womb of creation. Our transdimensional ship has the ability to phase in and out of different frequency-based planes and can travel in time and into other parallel universes. Because we can phase out of any reality, we are virtually indestructible to most weapons in most timelines, and our slipstream engines allow us to travel the universe at transwarp velocities. Dear brothers and sisters, this time I would like to make a video about polygamy and telegony. Computer, could you start the lecture on polygamy?
The subject of polygamy and its influence on the demography of the folkbody. In the early 21st century, Earth polygamy is still common in almost all Muslim countries, and in many indigenous tribes polygamy is completely normal for men. In some matriarchal tribes in Africa, as an example, multiple men share one woman. Using an example, we will explain that polygamy for one man, that is, several women share one man, increases the birth rate of a people, and polygamy for the woman, that is, several men share one woman, reduces the birth rate of a people. If now a healthy man of good genotype and good spirit marries and impregnates 10 healthy women and has at least 10 children with all of them, then he has given birth to a total of 100 children. If now 10 good-looking and healthy men share a beautiful woman of good genotype, then the woman can have a maximum of 1 child with each. That means 10 healthy men of good genetic makeup disappear from the national body because they simply have too few children. For the good mental development of the children need continuity of the father role and mother role. If a mother has several men, then the fatherly role changes, and the children have no fixed father figure. However, if a man marries several women, then the mother roles remain fixed and the father figure is fixed. So, for repetition, if polygamy is allowed for men, then a folkbody grows, but if polygamy is allowed for women and not for men, then a folkbody shrinks. Every nation should have a healthy growth of its population. The fertility of a people should be protected and respected. If a people no longer has babies, it dies out. This law of fertility is universally valid for all peoples, animals, and plants.
As you could have seen, polygamy is an advantage for people who want to grow in numbers. The more children, the higher the fertility rate of a people. The fertility rate of a people should be protected and respected by the people. We're now going to read an article on telegony from the German Spiegel Online or Mirror Online. And it states here in German, inheritance, former sex partners influence offspring. Greetings from the X. Former sexual partners of the mother influence the appearance of later offspring. Researchers have proven this in flies. The seed of the X determines an important characteristic in the offspring. As big as the ex-husband. With Australian flies, the offspring comes after the first sexual partner. The date of this article is the 5th of October 2014. The crumpled ears of the X, the legs of the X, and also the eyes. Not beautiful, but not proven. Former sexual partners of the mother influence the appearance of later offspring, at least in flies of the species Telostylinus augusticolis. They did not have the legs of the mother's ex-boyfriend, but they were as big or small as her former sexual partners. The researchers, around Angela Crean from the University of New South Wales, therefore assume that the semen of the ex-partner has an influence of the later offspring. They come to this conclusion in a study in the specialist magazine Ecology Letters. For their experiment, the researchers bred males that have grown particularly well. Instead, they have fed the larvae of the flies very rich protein food. And they bred males that had little to eat and were rather small in size. Then they put the females in a cage with either a particularly large or particularly small male for mating. At that time, however, the females were not yet able to reproduce and could not lay eggs. 2 weeks later, now they were sexually mature, the female flies again got a male willing to mate into the cage. Now the sexually mature females laid eggs, and the researchers were able to examine the fly offspring after hatching. The result, the larger the mother's first sexual partner, the larger the offspring. We know that the seminal fluid has effects on the female's behavior and physical performance via the female's sexual organs, said Crean. The study shows that family traits are not only passed on through the genes. Crean and her colleagues refer to this effect as telegony. The term refers to a long-forgotten theory on heredity. It goes back to the Greek philosopher Aristotle and says that previous partners can influence the appearance of descendants of subsequent partners. Geneticists have denigrated a number of theories that have appeared incompatible with the Mendelian rules of inheritance because it has long been assumed that only a single mechanism determines inheritance, says Crean. Today, however, we know that the different inheritance mechanisms work in parallel, so some discredited theories need to be re-examined. So even ancient Greek Aristotle knew of this possible form of inheritance. We're now going to read an article from the Deccan Chronicle. This is from the businessinsider.com. If you are a woman, you might have male DNA inside your body. Here's why. March 28, 2018. In 2017, a news story went viral after claiming that women absorb and retain DNA from male sexual partners. It is true that women can end up with male DNA in their bodies, but there's no evidence to say that sex is the cause. So the Business Insider admits that women can end up with male DNA in their bodies. That is very important. They admit it's possible. And a news story claims that this is more than possible. So this is from the Business Insider. This is from the Deccan Chronicle, June 27, 2017. Find out how women keep DNA from men she has had sex with. And they detail in this article that when the sperm of a male enters a woman, that it actually ejaculates male DNA throughout the vagina of the woman, and that she absorbs this. In essence, parts of the male DNA enter the body of the woman. That is what the article claims. That is what the possible causes of this could be: an unknown abortion, possibly a vanished male twin, older brother transferred by the maternal circulation, or sexual intercourse. Finding a man's DNA in a woman's brain from the first three sources applies only to a small percentage of women. The only likely option researchers could account for in the study of 63 of women had it was through sexual intercourse. Since thousands of years, in all monotheistic religions, the subject of virginity in a woman is very important. In all these cultures, it is the belief that the woman should remain virgin until they get married. We read in the article that telegony is a reality for flies, and we can assume that it's also for humans, and that ancient beliefs or religions had a core truth to it, that women should refrain from having sex before they get married. A couple of months after the articles came out, I read another article where apparently Russian scientists found a method of removing male DNA from the woman's body. In my episodes, that during the global turning, or after Judgment Day, when the new golden age begins, that the Federation of Light, the Imperial Germans, they all have hospital ships and actually facilities to purify us and even heal us. So after the global turning, the Imperial Germans and the Federation of Light ships will aid us in healing ourselves and purifying ourselves. So in essence, you don't have to be fearful if you have had premarital sex. It is just according to the Bible, you should wait until you get married before having sex. And now we have the scientific explanation for this, because of the possible telegony. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to rate and subscribe. And if you can make a small contribution, the PayPal link is in the description. Many greetings from the Rich of the User Strident, and cheers!